First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And that's not going to be returned, as so many kicking teams elect to do. This is past the landing zone, and we'll start at the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
He'll get this into the hands of the rookie from Texas. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that will bring up 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. 13 yards, first down Packers. 3rd and short, so didn't need much, but got a little extra on the backside. Nice run.
Chewed up the yardage, didn't he? To me, that was offensive line with leverage, good blocking angles, taking on a stacked defensive front. And once they chopped that little hole in the beginning, he took it and ran with it.
And just the 3rd play from scrimmage, wanted to avoid the 3 and out and did just that. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. You talk about this Lions defense. They've been very good this year against the pass, currently holding on to a top 10 ranking at number 10.
This secondary has really developed into one of the strengths of this team. They diagnose, they cover, they run, they hit. What a nice team.
And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions 35. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did.
Well, the pressure gets to Love, and he'll go down. Marcus Davenport able to record his 5th sack of the season. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Throwing on 2nd and long. Love, flush to his right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
What a sequence there defensively. You get the sack to move him to 3rd and long. Then here, just nothing available. And he's got to throw it away.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. It's Brian Branch with it. The 20, down to the 10, and he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Well, CD, these 2 teams barely off the buses, and this defense already has a sack and now the interception and the pick 6 to take the lead.
Partner, you'd have to think that this was part of their game plan coming in because they wanted to embrace an aggressive mindset and attack on defense. They were trying to force that kick miscue, and I would say their plan worked to perfection.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
From the 32-yard line now, here's a 2nd and 8. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll push ahead for about 3 to the 36. You talk about this Lions defense. They come into this one rounding out the top 10 in the 10 spot against the run.
This is a unit that understands what needs to be done to stop the run. And they're a team that goes out and executes as well. Yeah, it's the mantra, stop it, but then going out and getting it done. Two different things. They combine them.
Love. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Marcus Davenport, his 2nd sack of the night. Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick 6, and here he ends up on his backside.
And you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick 6, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game.
37 yards on the punt with no return, and the Lions will take over.
At their own 39-yard line.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Powers past him at midfield. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down.
But how many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice gain.
A throw out wide, going to be incomplete. The Lions at 7-5 now in the year. And Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 31-yard line. They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Now Goff. And this throw incomplete. The defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
From the gun on 3rd down, Goff. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. Bates' kick is good. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
Here's Love. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. 10-0 the score after one on EA Sports. The Packers on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. They'll send the tight end in motion left. To pass, here's Jordan Love. Escaping the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Yeah, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
Here's Daniel Whelan now. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And this late season game, of course, not lacking for drama when you talk about the AFC playoff picture.
Yeah, in a sense, it's the haves versus the have-nots, because this group on offense, they'd be a wild card if the postseason started today, but they know the guys on the other side of the ball are still in that dreaded in the hunt category, and they're hungry for a win today.
Second and 7, operating from the 34. Here's Goff. Forced out to his left. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Gone. That's to the tight end, Laporta. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing a couple yards here on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Jack Fox on to punt. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. A 40-yard punt, no return, and it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. Well, soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right. Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a 1st down.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. It's Brian Branch with it. Down the right sideline. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. It just appeared there that the defense, they had that read from the moment the ball was snapped. And not only did they get the interception, add a nice return on top of it, all the way into the end zone for a defensive touchdown.
Yeah, and the guy made the play. He gets the points. But it really was a group effort, wasn't it? How about the coaches? They've got to be so excited. All the preparation, time in the film room, it translated into a big play that put points on the board for their team.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Rasul Douglas picks it, and they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. After the interception, here's Goff. Rush coming, and he's taken down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down of the sack. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Here's Goff. That pass caught. It's Williams. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one good for 26 and a first down. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme, so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Second down and a yard. Another run for Gibbs here. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to 4th down. Remember, that was less than a yard. That was not a full yard. That defense, they were having none of it.
Yeah, the surge the offensive line was seeking actually occurred on the other side of the ball. They reestablished the line of scrimmage and stuffed them.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. They go ahead and snap it. Goff. Got St. Brown running the quick slant here. Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the first. And that's what you got your tough little slot receiver for, isn't it? Right there, those 4th down conversions in the middle of the field.
He knows that's where he has to make his living, and that's where he has to make plays to help his team. And no one is asking him to do anything more or less than do exactly what we saw there.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Goff now to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
They haven't been able to stop them so far this series, but getting a nice little stand from their defense now.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Again, Goff. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
But that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the first down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
And on 3rd down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. So the defense able to force the interception, and the offense working their way into field goal range and able to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, and give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it. So they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides will be thrilled with that.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Now Love. That's complete. He finds Jayden Reed. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. And that's caught inside the 30. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That goes for a gain of 31.
So often when we're watching a football game, we see one with a lot of ebbs and flows, and this one is no different. And sometimes you just need a big play to wake you up a bit. And they get one right there. That shot of caffeine this offense was looking for.
Going back to Love. They swing that out wide to Jacobs. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. To throw now. Here's Love. Flushed out right. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Throwing. Love. Now he steps away, and he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now 2nd and 9 from the 10. Love looking to throw it. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
This defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting it once, you get first-half scores just like this one.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Oh, they were so close. That close to their first points of the game. Just needed to hang on just a second longer. But he couldn't complete the process of the catch through the jostling from the defender.
The kick by McManus is good. And that will move the deficit from 20 down to 17. Well, still trailing here, but they do get the late field goal. Now their defense will try to keep this score right where it is heading into the locker room.
Yeah, and trailing it to break, you obviously don't want to go in off of a negative play. Give them credit for that one. Finding a way to put points on the board. Give them any type of a spark, anything to build off of as they try and plan a comeback.
First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Packers 3.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. The second half starts with a run by Gibbs. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff sliding out of the pocket. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A gain there of 21 yards.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
2nd and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Now it's Goff. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Off. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 31-yard line. Now back to the ground. Here's Gibbs. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. These two teams faced off earlier in the year, right around mid-season, back in Week 9. And it was the Lions who got the road victory in that one, so they'll be looking to claim the season series now here at home in Detroit. A shotgun snap for Goff. Going underneath, Gibbs has it. Nifty move. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 14. A solid gain of 15 yards and the sticks move.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
He'll get this one to Patrick. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Second down and 8. After the run, Goff going to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Open man, and he's got Williams. Touchdown, Lions. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Lions take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 24.
Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Love now. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Marcus Davenport bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight.
Well, he was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Kirby Joseph. And the Lions are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double.